Well, you're an important part of the family, and you are at home with Jim and Joy. And you know, it's a live show, and we would love to hear from you. So give us a jingle at 205-271-2971 or 1-800-221-9460. Always send us an email, jimandjoy@ewtn.com. Well, here we are back home. We had a busy couple of days.
We did. Yeah. In Canada, of course, Ottawa, Canada, for the National March for Life there. We were there for several days, but especially there on Thursday. And pray for all of our friends to the north of America. I mean, what they face is incredible. They have no law on the books regarding abortion. Therefore, it is, you can abort right through all 9 months. The baby is not a baby till it's fully out of the womb. And now they're poised to pass assisted suicide, euthanasia bill, C-14, which looks like it's going to come to pass in the next few weeks, which legalizes assisted suicide, euthanasia, all throughout that great nation of Canada. So we're praying. And the people that we met there in Canada, those that we interviewed and other people, they are so clear about the gospel of life. They are so articulate. They know what they believe. They're working in all different areas with youth and different networks resisting this assisted suicide bill. But also, if it passes, there's no conscience clause there. Doctors have to do it or refer, and not just doctors, anyone is able to be involved in this assisted suicide. And there's like immunity for them, you can't prosecute them. And it's a really terrible situation. And so people are being forced into participation with us. So we spoke to numerous people there that are just saying, well, I guess I'll have to find another job, or I can't do this. And they're really looking at resisting and taking a stand there. It's what Pope Francis calls the, what kind of persecution does he call it?
Polite.
A polite persecution in America and in Canada, where there's just outright violent persecution in other parts of the world. And they're standing. They're saying, we're focusing upon the cross. We're going to deny ourselves, take up our cross, and follow Jesus. So pray for Canada. And then, of course, we heard about the Obama administration using a law, Title IX, to say to all the public schools, grammar schools, high schools, colleges, if you get federal funds, well, then you have to open your bathroom facilities, your locker rooms, your showers to those who believe they're transgender. No medical diagnosis, no treatment, just they think they're male or female, and you determine that. And so that was very disturbing. And so we're seeing the wedding together at this point in history, especially in the West, of the sexual revolution, social engineering, with a government enforcing. And beloved, that's a dangerous combination. When the government takes up the social agenda and says, if you don't comply, we're going to punish you. We're going to penalize you. We're going to fine you. We're going to, come after you. So this is a time to stand as a people of hope. The church has been here again and again. This is our time with the angels and the saints to stand for Christ, for the gospel of life, for the dignity of every human being, and to lift up the sanctity of life, marriage, and the family, because it will prevail.
Well, as we were there, and now, we were there in front of Parliament Hill doing the coverage for 5 hours. And let me tell you something, no other network is telling you about this. It's EWTN, and we got to tell it to the whole world. All these people who were on the front lines fighting, they were like, please tell the world, because they're looking for somebody to throw them a lifeline. And as we came out of it, and you're in a war, and you're really kind of like, wow, what the heck was all that? And we got home and just really trying to process what we just did. I mean, it was like you could feel the spiritual forces of darkness, like hovering around you like helicopters. There you are in front of Parliament Hill. I mean, the seat of power and principalities. And then it was literally, when our show started, we could hear helicopters in our headsets. It was a little weird. But then it was almost like they were there, just like, like, what are they saying? What are they doing? Why are they telling? It was demonic, what's going on. And We, the church, is the only answer. You cannot look, we cannot look to politicians to solve our problems. It helps to be politically active and to come against those forces of hell and darkness, but it's the church. We know our history, we know our future. And in the gospel of life alone, we have to be a people at this time who stand in great, great courage. So it was a privilege to tell the whole world, and we won't stop telling the whole world.
We're going to speak next with Mary Hasson. She's a Catholic mom and fellow at the Ethics and Public Policy Center in Washington, D.C. And she's going to share with us about that vocation to motherhood, to marriage, and the importance of raising up families at this time that stand for the gospel of life. CatholicWomen'sForum.org. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, you are at home with Jim and Joy, and we want you to be a part of our show. So give us a jingle at 205-271-2971 or call 1-800-221-9460. While the show's happening, maybe you don't want to pick up the phone, send us an email, jimandjoy@ewtn.com. Well, right now we have a beautiful woman named Mary Hasson, and she's a Catholic mom. She's a fellow at the Ethics and Public Policy Center in Washington, D.C., and she's here with us today to talk about the beauty, the joy, the work of it all, of being a great, holy mom. So, Mary, we want to welcome you to At Home with Jim and Joy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we want you to tell our family at home about Sweet Mary, who she is, how many years you're married, how many children, and who you are.
First thing to know is I'm not a perfect mom.
Aww.
Okay, we're very much still in process.
Right, always.
And I often thank God. I have 7 kids, and I thank God that I'm learning along the way.
They'll keep you humble.
Yes, that's right, that's right. But I'm married to a man named Seamus, Kevin Hasson, and in fact, funny story, his nickname is Seamus. His name is Kevin Hasson. So my friends knew I was dating someone named Seamus, but then they got the wedding invitations that said I was getting married to someone named Kevin. It's like, who is this guy?
Who
What
are you
happened
getting married
to Seamus? So, but anyway, we've been married for about 32
Is Seamus
years.
like James or no?
Yeah, you know what?
Okay.
It's the Irish
Okay.
James. Yeah, his dad was from Ireland, so he gave him that nickname. So we've been married for 32 years, and we have 7 kids, 5 boys, 2 girls. And I shouldn't call them kids because the 2 youngest are in high school, 15 and 17, and then 1 in college, and the rest are launched, doing their own things. 2 are married, 1 grandchild, a beautiful little girl named Kella. It's an Irish form of Kelly, but it's Kella.
It's beautiful.
So, so we're very blessed. We met in law school, so I'm an attorney as well. And my husband is an attorney, and he founded something called the Becket Fund for Religious Liberty, which is
Yes, a dear friend of EWTN
right.
and so many.
Yes, right.
Really
And-
defending religious liberty.
And the Little Sisters of the Poor case actually came down today. It was sent back, but that in a way was a victory. So anyway, so he
Why don't you
founded that.
take a moment, again, your husband is the founder of the Becket Fund. Underline that, that's big
Yeah,
deal.
he's a
but,
great man.
But you informed me, I didn't even know that the decision came down regarding the Little Sisters of the
Right.
Poor. So give us an update
Yeah.
on what that means.
So
or
today,
what happened.
what happened was they issued a unanimous opinion kicking it back, basically, to the lower courts
Right.
to say, all right, you guys figure out if there's a compromise to be had here, because they had asked each side for information about what would be workable. And so the Supreme Court, I think wisely, kicked it back and said, all right, lower courts, you take the first stab at that. And that's much better for us. There are no monetary penalties, fines in the meantime for
Right.
the Little Sisters
Wonderful.
and the other plaintiffs. And we'll see what happens. It gives us time to get another good person, a Scalia replacement
Yeah.
on the Supreme Court. There's no guarantees,
So they're
obviously,
saying
but-
there should be a way where the Little Sisters of the Poor don't have to include in their insurance contraceptive abortifacient coverage, right?
Yeah, that there's
and that's
nothing,
what they're demanding of them
right.
to do, and they're saying there is a way to handle it.
The court's not saying that there is, but the court is saying both sides have said there are other alternatives here, so let's go back and figure those out. Because for the little sisters and the other plaintiffs, the idea is we can't do anything to set this in motion. Don't keep us out of it.
Right.
You know, this,
Right.
our conscience says we can't have anything to do with this.
Right.
Other people want to do it, fine, but keep us out of it. So the court sent it back to say, all right, figure out if that's, you know, if that's possible. If we can respect and make that religious accommodation, as they should. We know the Constitution says they should, but then to figure it out, to help the government kind of get on the right side there. So we'll see.
You're also working with the Ethics and Public Policy Institute, did I get that? Center. And you are heading up the Catholic Women's Forum.
Right, right.
Tell us
so,
about that.
so here's, I'm a lawyer, but I only worked for a couple of years as a lawyer. And then when we started having kids, I started working part-time from home. But believe it or not, this was in the days before the internet, so that was a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
So after a few years, I felt like I was not staying abreast there the way I wanted to. So I took a couple of years and just loved being a mom. But then I started being drawn back into work within the church and started writing, and then spent about 20 years writing as a part-time writer, sometimes under my own name, sometimes as a ghostwriter, you know, whatever was needed, but also working in the church, doing marriage prep, working with diocesan education, faith formation, all those things that naturally grow out of being a mom. You know, you're working with people, families, and they say, all right, how do we do this?
Right.
How do we help our kids learn the faith? How do we have a stronger marriage? All those things. So, and in the process, hopefully you grow. You learn a lot. So
You wrote a beautiful thing about the phases of being a woman, right? Because sometimes I think the world pushes a lie that you can only have a career, you can't have a career and a family. You should sacrifice your family for your career, or, you know, so how did you navigate those waters?
I always knew I wanted to be a mom, and I credit my parents for that. Charlie and Mary Rice. My dad's passed away now, but
And you came from a large family.
I came from a large family. I was second of 10, and my husband was an only child, so he always says he recruited experience.
And a large family, bless his heart.
Yeah, got an instant family, you know, like it or not. But you know, I knew I wanted to be a mom, and so when I had our first, there was a particular law firm that I had worked for, and I spoke to their DC office about working for them, and they said, great, we've got maternity leave, we have part-time. Part-time was 40 hours a week, and which for an attorney is part-time. And I said, you know, that's not the way I want to mother. And so, yes, it was a financial sacrifice. Of course, you have student loans, all these things. But it was the right thing. And so for many years, I was just really home-focused, and we homeschooled for many years. And it was a great gift that I felt like we were able to give our kids. But by the same token, people would say, at least at that time, aren't you wasting your education?
Right.
And, you know, thanks to my husband, he was always supportive of, you know, take courses, keep reading, whatever you want to do. But I never felt like I was wasting it. Because for one, moms, we need, you know, all the information, all the knowledge, all the, you know, whatever we bring to the job is something we're going to pour out into our kids. So it's not wasted.
Right.
But by the same token, you know, I think some people are called to, whether it's to work or to serve the church or a particular apostolate, pro-life OBGYNs. We need people like that. So I think the challenge then in that situation is, how do I do this? My first vocation is as a mom. How do I do this?
Right.
And so you really have to pray, but also kind of put ambition on the shelf.
Right.
It's not about, you know, piling up accolades or achieving certain things. The only question in our lives is, what does God want?
Yeah.
What does he want? And then if he points you in one direction, it's like, how?
Help
me out here.
I've read that in some of your writings. I think this is just so important for every person, committed Christian, Catholic person. And you were saying it as a mom, that you try to remember to always ask, you know, what do you want, God? Now, that's a good question to ask. Too often we don't ask that. What do you want, and how? How are we going to do this? You know, so I guess it's like what do you want, how do we do it, when, the timing of things.
Right, and that sometimes if we have, you know, I'm a planner. My husband and I are opposites in so many ways. I'm a planner, so I like to see where things are going and map it all out. But one of the things I've learned, you know, over 32 years of marriage, but also—
And 7 children.
Yeah, 7 children and different unexpected things is God sees the future,
Right.
you know, and we don't. And so for me, it's like step back, just be patient, wait on the Lord, ask that question.
Right.
Let him show you what's around the next corner instead of trying to figure it out before you're there.
Right.
And that was something my husband, when he was in law practice and felt drawn to really devote his life to church state. And he went on a retreat to Rome just to really pray through, should he start his own law firm to defend the church. And he really felt like, okay, he was supposed to do that. So he came back and started the Beckett Fund. And in many respects over the years, he said, this shouldn't make sense. You know, how is this going to work out? But as long as he did what God was asking at the time, God leads.
It always
God
works
leads.
out.
Yeah.
I think always in the question of, Lord, what am I supposed to be doing with my gifts and talents? And, you know, how am I going to do this? For us, too, it's always been, it's blind, and it's all about a faith journey, is obedience. It's like, Lord, really? Like, you want me to walk away from all this and do this? And,
Right.
and then, because what God is cultivating in the encounter, be us moms or lawyers or wives, is he wants us to be dependent upon him. And I mean, I encountered that when I had one child, and I was like, I got this, God. You know, I could do the one child. You know, we did all the things. I was putting Jim through seminary and everything. I got it. Oh, yeah, I don't need you. And then I really think he had a conversation in heaven and said, she doesn't get it. She needs twins.
That would do it,
No,
right?
that broke me. No, but that's, I mean, because when we're full of ourselves,
Right.
And we're full of pride, you know, I was, you know, when you come from big families, you know, I was told, pull up your socks, dry your eyes, and get back out there,
Right.
and I can do it, you know, and you go out and you do it. But
Yeah.
then we miss the encounter of dependency, you know, of saying, Lord, you gave me all these gifts and talents, and how am I supposed to do all this, and how is it all going to work out? Right?
And I think that is something that the culture is telling all of us. We can be self-sufficient. We don't need anyone. Or, okay, we have our ideal life. I can do it. I can do it myself. And I agree with you totally. It's only when you say, okay, God, I don't have this. I need your help.
And usually it's only a matter of time. I mean, because
Yeah,
time,
Yeah.
experience, issues, health, the world, finances, job. I mean, it just comes in on you. And I guess you can alter the realities and say, well, I'm only in so far, I'm going to get out. You know, I'm only in this till another opportunity comes. So, you know, your point.
But not with family, though,
No.
right? You know,
Well, tell us about that.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've learned over my life is what we're called to do. Well, the most important relationship in our life is God, right? And the most important thing in our lives is our relationships. We're fungible, we're interchangeable, we're expendable, and anything else. Your employer can find another lawyer.
Right.
They can find another, you know, videographer or whatever it is. The only place you can't be replaced is in your relationships.
Right.
So how are you doing in those things? And I know the rest of it is what God shows us. And for my husband and I, you know, we've had different ups and downs, and you know, you can't have 7 kids and have life go perfectly. Of course not, because none of us is perfect. But we found that when he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease when he was 41.
41.
And he's 59 now. So that was a journey.
That's a curve.
That wasn't part of your plan.
No, it's not. I don't think it's
Right?
part of anyone's plan when you're young, you're healthy, you're vigorous, you've got it all planned out, right?
Right.
And so God throws you a curveball. But you know what? It's not really a curve. It's the perfect pitch. It's the way he wants us to learn to love.
Right.
And that's something that, you know, we discovered. And we made mistakes, our own inadequacies, imperfections, weaknesses, all those things probably make the journey a little tougher than it would have been if we just initially said, okay, God, great, whatever you want. But that's how God teaches us.
You say he throws you, it's really the perfect pitch. So in one sense, some of us, maybe many of us, recoil from that because it's so hard, it's so difficult. Are you saying that God, just gives us these things directly, or what's going on. But you say it's this perfect pitch in terms of an opportunity for our response to manifest love. How does that work its way out to get to the true love? What is true love? How does a pitch like that lead to true love?
I think, first of all, you don't necessarily ask God, okay, how is that all going to work? Right? Because he teaches us little by little. Maybe we're not ready to hear or to see it. And so what happens is you say, okay, God, this is where I am. I accept where I am. Let's go. Let's go do this. And along the way, you learn, I got to be less selfish here. I got to be more generous here, more compassionate here. But it's a blessing. And I think both my husband and I would say that. We're better people for dealing with his illness. Our children are better. They're more compassionate. They know how to give. And you just see the world differently. And so all I can say is, in our weakness, in our sin, if we just say to God, all right, I don't know how this works out.
Wow.
He'll work it out.
But you believe that a greater good is going to come of it. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more of Mary, and we're going to talk about her book, Promise and Challenge: Catholic Women Reflect on Feminism, Complementarity, and the Church. And her great book is available at EWTN's Religious Catalog, EWTNRC.com, or you can call 1-800-854-6316. It's item number T1664. Don't go away. We'll be right back. More with beautiful Mary. What are you doing? Welcome back. Well, you're at home with Jim and Joy, and we're going to go straight to an email. It says this. The question is, today's feminist movement seems to drive women to postpone having kids in order to pursue a career. A career isn't everything, though. Can you share about how you balanced work and the family? And this is from Devon.
Okay, sure. I think that's a great question. It's a question on a lot of women's minds, but men too. It's like, how are we going to do this? There's so many places. I'm from Washington, D.C. It's a place with a lot of two-income families because the cost of living is so high. So here's what I would say is, pursue your education, get your training. When you have kids, you have to look at your overall situation. Is there family nearby? Do we need health insurance on one job or another? Those are very individual things. The thing that I would say to women in particular is, have a heart for your children. Don't look at this as just, what do I want? But it's, what do my children need? Am I asking that question? Or am I saying, well, I want to go in one direction or another? Because maybe they need something different. And so there are a lot of ways also to be creative. I think that's one thing that's changed from when I first started staying home. You can telecommute, there's flex time in a lot of jobs, you can job share. Most women statistically want to do part-time. And I think the feminist movement had good things about it, gave women opportunities, but I think what it does is it promises a false happiness, saying that your happiness is really going to be found in the high income or the career, and it's not. It's found in relationships, it's found in love. And so that we have to keep coming back to that truth and just evaluating the decisions. But by the same token, sometimes the decision is you go back to work when maybe you would have preferred to stay home. Or maybe you have to work more or less or whatever. And so it's really saying to God, these are the people you gave me to love. But you love me too. You love our family. How's this going to work? What do you want me to do? And just respond. And don't try to work out 5 years down the road. Just answer that question for now.
And I think one of the things you shared about was comparing, especially in this culture, about, well, she's got it all, or appears she has it all, and then so I guess I can have it all, And so what does that do to a mom?
You know what, it's so destructive. And even moms who are at home find they're drawn into this comparing game. We're comparing our kids and their kids and their husband, their house, and it's destructive, right? We have to live our lives. And so the only question is, are we responding to God with our yes. And what does that look like?
Right.
And so it's an illusion to say, oh, that person over there is so happy, or that career mom's got it straight, you know, and it's not. Everyone has their struggles. Everybody. Whether it's health, like we have in our family, whether it's something else, financial, who knows what it is. Everyone's got something.
Right.
So it means we're all called, as you said, Joy, to walk trusting, being dependent on Him, and asking those questions.
Yeah. I remember when we made a choice to live off one income, and there were sacrifices, you know, and to stay at home. So we never had a new car. We just never had a new car. It just wasn't important to us. And the things that were important to us, and we would tell our children, one was divorce was not an option here, and Dad and I were going to work at our relationship, right? And we were going to work it out. And so they saw that. And then the other thing was, they were of importance, and we would say, I'm not raising you to look like the rest of the world. I'm raising you for heaven, because that's where we're all going when we're out of here. You know, and I'm going to be waiting at the banquet table, and you better show up.
You better be there.
You know, I mean, and that's how you poured your life into them. But the culture, even then, and that was 35 years ago, you know, my sisters would call me and say, what do you do? You know, it's like, you don't get a W-2 form at the end of the year. You're of no value. And I would say, to my own defense, I would say, I'm a professional volunteer, you know, because I stayed home with my kids and raised my kids and did that. But then I did volunteer work. And they would say, like, oh, really? Like, get a life, you know? But how different the culture is, right?
Yeah, the culture makes it tough, right? It wants us to evaluate even ourselves or our marriages or whatever on the world's terms instead of on what's your vocation and how well are you loving and are you serving in the way that you should. And
speak to us about being a Catholic mom, with our children in the midst of this culture of death, in the midst of this throwaway culture, in the midst of a culture that says you really can't know if you're male or female. It's your decision, whatever you want to do, and on and on and on. What do we need to be modeling? What do we need to be sharing? What do we need to be, you know, doing and still having a sense of hope through it all? You know, Catholic mom or dad in the midst of rearing children in the midst of this culture.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? It's scary.
Or being a mom and being a Catholic family and choosing natural family planning and having lots of kids in this day and age. What is that like?
I remember when we had we had a boy, and, oh, you have a boy, then you have a girl, and everyone said, oh, you got your girl, and you have your third, and oh, mistake. Then you have your fourth, and they're wondering, is something wrong with these people? You know, just because the culture doesn't know how to deal with that. By the time we had our fifth, everyone figured we were incorrigible. You know, that was just how we were going to live our life. But you know, I think for parents in this culture, the first thing is to really be attentive. Know your kids. Each of our kids has different vulnerabilities and weaknesses. For some of them, they're going to want to be liked. You know, there's other kids, hey, they'll go their own way. So you have to know your kids and know their weaknesses. And then you have to say, do my kids know that I love them? And one of the things I learned over the years was not to react so quickly and to make sure I was in control of my emotions, because that's hard. And not to take it personally. When our kids do something wrong, they'll mess up, not to take it personally. They're sinners, and our job is to help them move in the right direction, just as God does with us. So I think in dealing with the culture, we've got to be working on that relationship of love with our own kids, first of all. But then second of all, speak the truth. That's the casualty of the culture. You know, everywhere our kids turn, they're hearing lies peddled as the truth. Are you a boy or a girl? They go, and this will shock some people, but young kids go in now to the pediatrician. The pediatrician always likes to talk to the kids without the parent, right? They're sort of putting a little wedge in there. But the guidance is they're supposed to ask them who they have. Do you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend? Whether they're talking to a boy or a girl. In other words, trying to normalize this whole gender, sexual orientation stuff. And so as parents, we have to know that. We have to understand what their obstacles are going to be, but then speak the truth. No, you're a girl. God made you a girl. That's a wonderful thing. And so when we parents get confused about the truth, and our kids are looking elsewhere for it, that's when we're going to run into trouble.
It's great counsel. You know, genuine affirmation of our children for the essence of their being and who they are, that parents in a unique, special way are able to do that in a way that nobody else can do that, and have a responsibility to do that, to affirm the essence of their being, and not to take it personally. That's really important, because you can, and so many people we watch do, and that's part of the, whether they're manipulating or it's just you, and just say, this is a human being in the midst of a fallen world, just like I am, with beautiful things and sinful things, and I want to blow upon the sail of your life, and I want to speak the truth in love. Speak the truth in love. And that's an insult to the culture, isn't it, that you could know truth?
Right.
But I guess we have to say to our children, there is absolute truth in some things. Other things, are not absolute, but there are some things that are just absolute. You're going to find this out one way or another.
Right. And maybe that's an additional point too, is be clear about what is absolute, what's truth, and what are the things that, hey, you know what, if they want to go live on a boat, they can go live on a boat.
Right.
As long as they don't ask you for money, right?
Right,
You know? But those things aren't what matter.
Right.
Does my child know God loves them, we love them, and that there's a way to live in order to be happy, and that's God's way. And that's what we have the church for.
And it's so beautiful as parents when we believe and know who God's called. I mean, like when we had our first child, and you make mistakes because you don't know, and you would, and like, hey, we're new at this too, but you have made us a family. Your presence, Matthew, has made us a family, and we're, by God's ability, we're going to be the best family we can be, and we're going to love you. And I love that there's that commercial. The parents are in bed, and the son comes in and says to the parents, "I need to go and find out who I am." And the mother turns to him, that was so big in the 60s.
Right.
I need to go find out who I am. And the mother turns to him and said, why doesn't he just ask us? We'll tell him who he is. Right? I mean, but that's the gift of a parent, of holding the key to the child's heart.
Yeah.
Because that child is 23 of your chromosomes, 23. They came from you, they came from God. And the both of us participated, you and your husband participated in growing those children, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and sexually, in all their ways of who they are as people.
But if we're going to abdicate that to others, in other words, he should have just asked us. We can tell you who you are. But it's getting pretty split on that now. It's,
the world's
it's
gonna tell
avant-garde
them.
to say, well, we really don't know. We're buying the lie of the culture.
Right. As if our kids are going to sort of figure out who they are by themselves. And if we don't tell them, if we don't show them the way, someone else will. And so why not us? We've got the truth in front of us. And even better, we've got the sacraments, the confession, healing, forgiveness, the Eucharist.
And the community of the family to grow and be. Well, we're going to go straight to another email. It says, thank you for having Mary on your program today. I was so privileged to make a pilgrimage with Mary and Seamus in Lourdes this year. Many people struggle against the crosses they encounter. I hope Mary will discuss the unique role we find in our Blessed Mother's example. And this is Mary from Virginia.
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. Yeah.
Our Lady.
Oh, we were so privileged. It just as an unexpected gift. My husband and I were able to go to Lourdes again because of my husband's Parkinson's, and what we experienced there was amazing, because you felt Mary's presence, but Mary is always saying, my son. She's always pointing us, but it was the church in action. So we were surrounded by people who were there in faith and who were caring for others who were sick. So there was this attitude of love, but of dignity. Something that we don't find in our culture here in the same way. And under all of it, it's as if Mary had gigantic arms surrounding, hugging everyone. But it was a powerful experience of healing. We're all wounded in different ways, right? And so I think everyone who came back from that trip experienced healing in some way. But to see the profound faith and love of those who were there, and the joy in the midst of crosses, you come away thinking, Lord, I'm just blessed. I'm just blessed. So.
Looking back, well, you're in the midst of your marriage still, but how many years are you married now?
32.
32 years. Lessons learned in marriage, things you wish you learned earlier, regrets or hopes, lessons for those maybe starting out in marriage?
I think when we were a young couple, we both thought we knew everything.
No.
So one of the things, hard to believe, but so that's one of the things I tell my kids: take advice, ask those who've gone before you. If you don't want to ask us, ask
Right.
other good people.
Right.
But listen, because there are things to be learned. Second is really accept the other person. Because those things that you think are just cute little foibles turn out to be personality things. They're really there. That,
Yeah.
my husband has to put up with me, but to really say, okay, I deeply accept you. I love you. Yeah, that still bugs me, but I love you. And then to put your family first, because it's going to require sacrifices from both of you.
Right.
And so someone once asked me of my husband when he was still working, so does he do his 100% with the kids, or does he do his 50%? And I was thinking, what? So totally the wrong question. Each of us at different times, we're all
Right.
called, each one of us, to be giving more than 100% and not counting and measuring what the other
Right.
person is doing. So that's what I would say. And then love, pray, ask forgiveness often from each other and from God.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and it is. It's every day waking
Right.
up and laying on the altar and saying, I'm all in.
yeah,
I'm all in, and I'm not going anywhere, and I'm sorry. I mean, and I always tell Jim, because, we would fight sometimes. And one time in an argument, I said to him, are you trying to win? Because I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to
I
figure out.
did say yes, I was trying to
He
win.
said, yeah, I am.
I did, and I learned something.
Yeah, and I was just like, you're trying to win in this. I just want to solve the problem,
Right,
and then get on with life. Isn't that what we want to do? But that was early on in the marriage, and we learned. And I would say to him, I will never intentionally hurt you. I mean, that's just not where I'm coming from. Now, I'm going to hurt you, and I'm
Right.
going to make mistakes, but it's not like I'm coming to zing. I don't come out like that.
Right.
That's not who I
Right.
am. But some people do.
Yeah.
Right? And so, and we always tell the kids, and we told the world who's ever listening, two things are going to destroy a marriage: prayerlessness and selfishness.
oh yeah.
If you ain't praying and you're going to be selfish, you're sinking your own ship. Even, I mean, because I would think, oh, I'm madly in love with him. I love him. My father said, you going to marry him? When he asked my father to marry. And then he told my father said to him,
You're telling a lot about me.
I said, my father said to him, can you take care of her? Which was a good response from a dad. And Jim turned to my dad and he said, no. He said, I'm going to go to seminary and she's going to work. And my father turned to me and he goes, you want this?
No, he said, is this what you want?
Is this what you
I
want? And
understand.
my response was, Daddy, I love him. He was like, oi, oi,
But it turned out okay.
But it turned out great.
out all right.
But it does. But that's the beauty of the marriage. And like you said, in the beginning, you think you know everything, right? But life teaches us. And if we're moldable and shapeable and we die easy, then God flourishes.
Right.
And great life comes to us.
And we so easily focus on the negatives
Yeah.
of the other person or even our own.
Yeah.
And instead just look for the good things. Remind yourself of the good things. And encourage that, bring that out. And then forgive and forget the rest of it.
And
So,
move on. We
Yeah.
have another email. It says, I tend to find myself being too hard on my kids because I want them to be their best selves. But I think I'm turning into a jerk instead of being a loving parent. We could do all that in a minute. How can I help my kids excel without pushing them away, particularly when it comes to prayer and virtue? And this is Jill from Indiana.
Thanks, Joe.
I think in terms of prayer and virtue, just focusing just on that, I think one is check your example. What's your example? Number two, make it easy for your children. In other words, if getting up early is hard for them, then don't insist that the family's going to 7:30 Mass on Sunday.
Right.
But set some clear rules, especially I see too many people give up on teenagers where they say, oh, he doesn't want to go, I don't want to push him. It's like, no, we are, my household serves the Lord.
Right.
Right.
This is a
if you're here-
non-negotiable.
yeah, these
Yeah.
are the non-negotiables. But then also look for and pray as a mom and a dad. Pray for the right other people to come in their lives to help them walk that walk.
Yes.
And that was one of my fervent prayers, that the Lord would provide good friends for my children. And you have to, that may cost you in terms of where you drive, where you go to school and all those
Right.
things, but that's key. They need a community.
Right.
They need others to walk with them.
It's beautiful. And sometimes you have to pray that they just stay alive.
Yeah.
I mean, we
did
had a
that.
situation like
Yeah.
that, and some people really have situations
Yeah.
like that, and you just say, I
Yeah,
mean, you
yeah.
pray for friends, you pray for everything, you've said everything, and yet it's still free will, and it keeps going this way. You say, Lord, just protect, bless, keep.
Yeah.
You continue to set the boundaries. You continue to love unconditionally. Say, Lord, let them get to their future. Let them not be snatched
Right.
away. I pray my son, my daughter,
Right.
would stay alive. A lot of kids, it's really chemical is a part of it.
Right,
You know, like you
right.
see
It's
so many of
tough.
these kids that get snatched away. They're 15, 16, and then 19, 20, they make it to, and they start balancing out or something.
Yeah,
You say, let
yeah.
them get to the future.
You know what, as a mom, I just pray when my kids are far away or if they're going through something, I ask the Blessed Mother, be there. I can't be their
Right.
mother there right now. Be there. Pray for them when I'm not praying for them.
Right.
You know, hey, just guide them. Be the mom, and especially when I fail.
Right.
When I'm, all of us moms are
Right.
conscious of our failures as moms. Blessed Mother, be there.
Yeah.
And make up for what I do
Yeah.
badly or can't do.
Isn't it great to have belief in the communion of the saints? I mean, that we
Oh, it's
really
real.
believe that as
It's very
Catholics.
real. Yeah,
We
so
weren't always
wonderful.
operating in that, but to know that others are there, the angels, the saints, others, it doesn't mean
Guardian
that you,
angels, really
yeah,
good.
so important. I used to tell my
She's
one
done
son,
this, I could tell.
I told my one son, I said, you know what, you send your angel into counseling. That angel is so messed up. You know, I'd say, why did you do that? Because he would say, Mom, because he would tell me, stop praying. Because he would, I feel my leash is this short. And I said, that's right, buddy.
They do get caught in things, and you know, when
Yeah.
you bring them up in prayer and you talk about the
Yeah.
angels, not that you're trying to, lay all the guilt on them and all, but they come back and they say, I know you're up to see you're praying or something's happening. You know everything I do. you know.
Yeah. The other thing I would say to the mom who's saying, how do we do this, is be loving.
Yes.
Listen. Figure out where they are. Find out if you're struggling with them. What's that wound? Are they
Right.
discouraged? Are they hurt?
Right.
See if you can figure out what that is, how they need to be loved.
Right.
Because they will hear you in terms
Right.
of the faith better when they know they're loved, when they're feeling that they're loved. And that doesn't mean giving in to everything, but sometimes it just means sitting there and looking across at them and
Right.
listening.
Right.
And then,
That's right.
sometimes you have to get outside help.
Yep. Yep,
Sometimes
absolutely.
I'd say, maybe it's not me. Maybe Dad and I can't unlock this for you.
Right.
But we're going to get some really professional people who can help you because we love you.
Right.
You know, and that's okay to
And
do
that
too.
takes humility.
Right.
And the best, we say this again and again, but one of the best times to do that is in the midst of personal failure. And so they've really failed. It's out in the open. It's all
Yeah.
there. You don't deny the failure
Right.
and the complications from the failure, the consequences. But finally, and you look at them and you say, I love you because you're my son.
Yeah.
Now this is complicated. There are
Right.
ramifications for what you've done, but I love you because you're my son. You're my daughter.
And we'll help you. We'll help
Yeah.
you put it back
We're
together.
going to be here. Yeah.
You know?
And like you said, they have to know. And
Yeah.
come on, sit here.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. But you're all alone.
Yeah,
Come here.
but
And
you're my
you hold
son.
them. Really, you
Yeah.
want to wring their neck. You
Yeah.
might do that too. But you say, I love you. Because you talked about feeling love.
Yeah.
Now, I can't make them feel love, but it's also tangible. It's also, doing that. But it's a
But
lot of
sometimes
work.
we assume my kids know I love them. I don't have to tell them. I don't have to hug them.
Right.
And you do. You do. You need to look at them.
Right.
You need to hug them. You need to take the time. That's how kids read love.
Right.
All those things. So.
Yeah, because they need to know it. All right, we're going to go straight to the caller. We have a woman calling us, Yolanda from Florida. Yolanda, you are at home with Jim and Joy. Your question or your comment for Mary?
Yes, good afternoon. Basically, I have a comment. Many years ago, I'll never forget, I was in the kitchen, and I was washing dishes, and my little boy comes up to me. He was like 5 or 6. And he said to me, he touched me like to get my attention, and I looked down at him. And he said to me, I don't know where he got this expression, but he said, Mommy, don't you want to get a life? And I looked at him straight in the eyes, and I said, sweetheart, you are my life.
Beautiful.
And his eyes just watered, his whole expression changed.
Yeah.
And it made me realize the power we have over our children.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to share that with you.
Oh, that is
Thank
That's
you,
a beautiful
Yolanda.
It's beautiful.
story.
Thank you so
That's
much.
beautiful.
Yeah.
But you know what? It points up, too, just the importance of what comes out of our mouths.
Right.
Be careful about what we say. That was what a wonderful response.
Right.
She could have said, oh, yeah, no, I know, but I'm
Yeah.
doing this because I love you and
Right.
I really don't have a life. No,
Yeah.
she put it so positively, so that's beautiful.
Okay, well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will have Father with us. But Mary, we want to thank you so much for
thanks
being
for
with
You got
us.
to come
being
back.
here.
You
I'd
do
love to.
have to come back.
This is great.
And you can get Mary's book on EWTNRC.com. If you want to go to her website, it's CatholicsWomenForum.org for more of Mary. Mary, thank you so much for being with us
Thank you.
today.
Thanks
We're
for
going to
having me.
take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have Father Joseph with us. Thank you. Oh, you
Welcome back, dear ones. You're at home with Jim and Joy and with Father Joseph. So it's wonderful always to see your face. And we just sharing beforehand, I really appreciated your homily today. And you were,
Yes.
at least where I caught you, because we're running around the house and this and that, but you went into, at some point there, about the tragedy and the pain of miscarriage and the hope that the Lord gives to us and resources and so on. And I just thought you really gave a lot of time to it, and it needs a lot of time. It's a very painful area.
Yeah, often it's not something that's ever talked about too much. And so this, after the last homily that I gave, the televised homily, this woman talked to me afterwards about the pain of her own miscarriage. And she said, it'd really be good for you to talk about this sometime. And in fact, in the last couple of weeks, I've met, I think, 3 women that have had miscarriages. My own sister had a miscarriage too. So this is like I was talking about this morning, how you have all this hope and you're looking, you have these plans for this new child, and then suddenly the child is taken away, and it's really a time
That
of
scripture
grieving.
verse that says, hope deferred makes the heart sick.
Yeah.
And it does. I mean, it's all these plans, all this hope. And of course, that soul will go on into eternity.
Right.
But we miss the physical, the tangible, and to be able to see. I believe that we will see them face to face. But, and you were saying, I forget the statistics, but this is much more frequent than we think, isn't it?
Yes, we had an article in the Register about a year ago, and it said that 10 to 25% when they know they're pregnant
Right.
have a miscarriage.
Right.
And there are many other miscarriages where they don't even realize that they're pregnant. So it is a common thing that parents suffer. And there is a time for grieving because this is a new life.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever read that book. It was a popular book, Heaven is for Real. But I like the story where little Colton, he said, Mommy, I met my second sister.
Yes.
Incredible.
And she said, you only have one sister. He said, no, I met her. She said she died in your tummy. So that's a reality of, the life goes into eternity. There's a physical separation, but the relationship doesn't end.
Right.
So
My
there's still-
daughter, Rebecca, has had several miscarriages, and after the last one, I had said to her, some time had passed, and I said, Beck, how are you feeling? And her response just put a sword in my heart. And she said, Mom, I feel empty.
Yeah.
And you just like, wow. And that's what a woman feels like. She feels empty. There was promise, there was hope, there was love, there was life, and it's not there.
Right.
So
But
sad.
like I tried to bring in St. Zéli's words, I don't know if you heard those. St. Zélie, St. Teresa's mother, who had lost 4 children in infancy and early childhood. And they actually received a miracle through one of the little boys that had died. That little Helene was cured of an ear infection. They couldn't resolve the ear infection for Helene. And so the family said, well, let's pray to your little brother. And that night she was cured.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So we have these little ones, that relationship continues. It's going to be an eternal relationship, too, that we'll have with those little ones, the parents will have.
And the grandparents.
And the grandparents. I had an interesting series on the Church Universal, the Catholic Grandparents Association. You were talking about Catholic motherhood here. But oftentimes the Catholic grandparents kind of help fill in the gaps, especially when you have both parents working. A lot of times the grandparents are involved, and the impact that grandparents too have on their grandchildren. Yeah.
We like to think so.
Yeah.
We hope so, yeah. Now, I had a dream even about my miscarried grandchildren, and I was doing Christmas, and everything was going on, and these little people showed up in my bed. And I walked into the room, and I was like, Jim. And they said to me, Nona, don't forget about us at Christmas, right? Because I had all these, how you're preparing for all the grandchildren. And I thought, I have miscarried grandchildren. They're alive, and so we did a beautiful thing and remembered them, and because yes, you know,
Right.
and the kids were like, what were their ages? Was it a boy? Was it a girl? You know, and I was just like, they were just humans. They were there, you know, but it's real and it's true.
Right,
You know,
that-
everyone suffers the loss.
But God is about populating the kingdom of God. So that insight that St. Zélie had, that the life was short here on this earth, but it's eternal in heaven.
Yes,
You know, and Mother Angelica, that beautiful miscarriage prayer that she talked about, that same reality. Lord, you are the author of life and of death. And so we trust that even this short life on earth is going to have an eternity in heaven, and even a special joy in their innocence,
Yes.
you know, that was
Beautiful.
never tainted by sin. So,
Beautiful.
Father, would you give us a blessing?
sure. Father, we pray especially for Catholic mothers and their responsibilities and their duties and all the things that they juggle, that you give them strength and light and consolation, especially for those who may have lost a child through miscarriage, that you would help them to be renewed in hope of the relationship that continues with their little one now in the joys of glory. And may Almighty God bless you, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for joining us
Father.
today. God bless you and all of your loved ones, and keep it on EWTN. Bye now.